Hi, this is Christine Wagner, and I'm sending out this tutorial to um, show off our website a little bit and to answer some questions. But beyond that, I'm sending it out primarily for our newer members who may not have registered in our member area yet, and I'll get to how to do that in just a little bit. But also for our existing and long-time members, I want to show you some new features that we have on our website and maybe show you some things you didn't know were there. So our website name is very simple to remember, sangerchurchofchrist.com. This is the page you'll see when you go to our site. You'll notice across the top there are several different boxes that you can click on. About Us is just a brief history of the church in Sanger. It gives pictures of all the buildings that we've ever worshiped in. It lists the preachers that we've had through the years. So that's a really interesting read if you haven't done that. We have a place for staff, and so this gives a picture and a bio of our different members of our staff. And so especially if you're new, this gives you the way to hook up a name with a face. We have a salvation page primarily because we have a lot of outside activity, outside people that come into our website for various reasons, and so we wanted to give them a way to know what they needed to do to be saved if they had that question. We have a ministries page. We have men in service. If you're a man in our congregation and you would like to be a song leader, say prayers, serve on the communion table, teach a class, we ask that you fill out this form and give it to one of the elders, and they can get you plugged into a service. We also have our Wings program. So for all you ladies in the congregation, if you haven't been plugged into one of our Wings ministries, we really encourage you to do so. It's a fun way to get to know your sisters in Christ. It's a fun way to have fellowship and to learn what you have in common with those that you go to church with every week. On this page, we list our steering committee members, which are here in bold. So we have Brenda Snellgrove, Jeanette Harper, Claudine Sebastian, Diane Nichols, and Kim Richardson. And then below their names you'll see they each have 2 ministries, and those ministries each have a committee chair. And so if you want to get plugged into one of these ministries, you would just need to talk with the committee chair, and you're welcome to join at any time during the year. You don't have to join just when we have our sign up in December. We also have our Little Angels preschool. This is overseen by Mason Peebles. If you want to have your child enrolled in Little Angels, then we have the enrollment form here. Otherwise, you can contact the church office or talk to Mason. We have another ministry called Fifth Quarter. This is where Mason and his team of helpers provide a safe environment for our high school students to come to after every home football game. They're provided snacks, they play games, and then they have a devotional. Mason is always looking for helpers to monitor the kids, to kind of run the security at the door, to bring food and drink for the kids. And so this is a really neat program if you're interested in doing that. Mason will love to have you help. And then once a year we have our Christmas Angel Tree program. Sherry Vincent currently oversees this project, and these are all of the forms that parents would have had to have filled out last year, and then we'll update them for this year. I'm going to skip over the member area just now. We'll come back to that at the end. Our bulletin, if you miss one week or you remember something that was in there a week or 2 ago and you can't find your bulletin, well, you can go here. We try to keep about a month's worth of bulletins on hand, and you can just click and it'll open up for you in Word or a PDF document, and you can read the bulletin. Also under bulletin, we've parked a form. If you are a member of our youth group, or if you are traveling with the church for any type of trip, you have to have a health history form before you can travel. And so we just keep this here for anybody who needs it last minute. And then we have a place for our sermons. These are normally shown with the most recent at the top, but you can do a search. You can search by date, latest to earliest. You can search by popularity, most to least, and that's based on how many views that particular sermon has garnered. So if we do popularity, we can see that back on September 30th, 2012, John preached a sermon on grace, and so to date that is the most popular sermon according to how many people have opened it. From time to time we have other people who fill in at the pulpit if John's out of town, and so you can also search by the speaker if that's what you'd like to do. Okay, so let's go back to our home page, and I'll just give you a really quick rundown of what else is on here. We have the ability to count down to an event, and so here we're counting down to LTC, which is 17 days and 23 hours away, so it's coming up pretty quickly. We've also used this for VBS, and we used it last year for the mission trip in Huron, South Dakota. We have our calendar, which is probably one of the most used features of our website. It shows the current month, and anything that is a dark color means that there is something on our calendar for that day. Below, it will give you 2 weeks out of explanation. So if you don't want to go click on the calendar, you can just kind of run down the list and see what's coming up. If you want to look farther out than 2 weeks, you can certainly do that. So let's say we want to see when the kayak trip is. We go to June, and there it is. So anything that has been put in the bulletin, or has been announced from the pulpit, or has been sent out in an email, if it involves a date and an event, it will be updated on the calendar, and so it's kept up to date. If you have an event that you want to put on here, if you'll let me know, it just takes a few seconds to put it on the calendar. We also have a way to do a keyword or passage search in the Bible, and this is tied to BibleGateway.com. And then we also have a weather. It shows the current weather for Sanger and a 5-day forecast. This middle section is really designed more for a welcome message, but currently we don't use it for that. Right now we use it for anything that's important that the members need to see. So we've used it when we've had to cancel services for bad weather, and so now we're using it for LTC for the practice time, so that they can look on the website and quickly see in case they forget. We are also given a daily scripture, so if you want to go read that every day, that's kind of nice to do. And it's randomly generated. We don't have any control over that. It's done by our host site. Over on the right, we have our physical address, map, directions, phone number, anything anybody would need to get a hold of us. We have our worship schedule. We have the ministries that we support, so if I've left any off, let me know. These actually give direct links to these ministries. And then below that are any other announcements. These stay pretty static, so Pantry, Recycle for Bible Bowl, these don't change a lot. So anyone, no matter where they are in the world, can go to our website and from our homepage click on Listen to Our Sermons. So they don't have to be a member. This is really nice if you want to share one of the sermons with someone. You can click here, and let's say you want to listen to the one that was yesterday. Well, all you have to do is click this little arrow and you can start listening to that. If there was any documentation or any overheads that was presented with the lesson, you can open the document here. So scriptures or pictures, whatever John had. I think yesterday it was the picture of the funny cow. So anyway, you can open that and look at it. You also have the ability to share. That's what this little icon is. And you can share it on a lot of different social media sites. So you can share it on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. And then you can click this little box and you can see all the different social media sites that you can share this on. So we really have the ability to send out our message worldwide. And so I encourage you to do that, if you want somebody to listen to maybe one of the sermons that have been preached. Okay, so let's go to the member area now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the member area. And so you can see here that you can't get there unless you have a login. Okay, so if I can remember my login. And I can't. Okay. Okay, I think we have it figured out now. So if I log in, thought I had it figured out. Okay, here we go. So this is my profile. I can edit my profile if I want to. It lists my family, so Craig and myself. What I can see from this is I can look at other individuals who have signed up for the member area. I can look at families and couples if I want to do it that way. You do have the ability to submit a prayer request here. Currently we have no forums. Not sure why, we just don't. And this is the newest feature. This is an online Bible. So if you want to sit at your computer and read the Bible, you can click in any chapter, book, and verse that you want to read. And so that's kind of a neat thing. That's just about 2 or 3 weeks old that they've just implemented on our website. Okay, so I can go back to Maine, and I'm back to mine. I can also see who has birthdays coming up this month. Now this is not the list that Susie keeps. This is the list based on what people have entered on their particular family page. Okay, so if you don't register, it's not going to be seen on this page. Alright, and so I'm going to log out. Also here, if you forget your password, you can shoot me an email, or you can enter your email address here. I will actually get a message, and then I can mail you back your password, or I can reset your password and then you can log in and reset it yourself. So we have a couple of options there. For our newer members or members who haven't joined yet, you're going to create a login name and a password. So let's just do one. Okay, you can put your birthday if you want to. You don't have to. Wedding anniversary, there's other things you can put on here. You can put extra details if you want to. It's up to you. You can add a picture. If you don't have a picture, we'll be glad to take one for you, or we can use the one from our latest directory. You also have the ability to select what kind of features you want for you. So if you want to receive member information, also if you want to get it via text message. And so let me explain. We do have the ability on here, which is why I'm also encouraging everybody to sign up. If you put your cell phone number in here and choose your carrier, then we have the ability to log in and send out a mass text message to everyone who signed up for this. I know sometimes we don't always get to check our emails, and so this would be a great way in the event of an emergency or a last minute, whatever has come up that we need to get a hold of as many people as possible in a short amount of time. This would be a great feature to use, and we do encourage you to do that. You can also click that you don't want any of this information available to everyone in the member area. So a while ago when I showed you I could go look at individuals and members, if you don't want people looking at your information, you can check that, and then you have to click that this information that you've provided above is correct and truthful, and you submit. And you get this message. It says, "Thank you for submitting your information. Please allow us some time to process your request, and you will be notified when the process is complete." Well, the process that it's talking about is, as administrator of the website, I will actually get an alert that tells me that someone is wanting to be in the member area. This is not a vetting process. Nobody votes. It's if you are a member of our church, you're going to be accepted, and it's going to be approved. Occasionally we have had people who nobody knows, who doesn't even live in the state of Texas, try to log on, and so we normally try to find out, are you a family member of someone who attends here, or who are you? Are you a former member? And those are typically denied because we want to save this just for the member area. And this is a secure site, so you can feel comfortable providing your information here and knowing that people from the outside who are just coming to our general homepage won't be able to view your information. Okay, so let me show you what I see. I hope that it's there by now. So I'm going to log in as the administrator. Okay, so here's the approval I was talking about. So I click here to see who's asking to be a member, and of course it's me, and if I want to approve it, I select here. If I don't, I select here. And then if I say no, I have to give a reason for denial, and so I'm just going to put that this was a test, and I'm going to deny that approval. Alright, so I hope that this has answered some of your questions. I hope that you've learned some things maybe that you didn't know. Again, if you have questions, please feel free to let me know. If you're interested maybe in helping keep the website up and going, I would love to talk to you about that. This website, again, does not cost us any money, and we have the premier website from this hosting company as payment for a good deed that John Payne and some of our other members did 5 years ago at the Red River encampment. And so I think we should really use this website as much as we possibly can. It says go out, the harvest fields are ripe. This can be your harvest field. This is a great way to reach people. It's a great way to invite them in to read about who we are, what we do. And so I'm really excited, and I hope to see a lot of you log in and want to become members. But again, if you have questions, let me know, and I'll be glad to answer those. Thank you so much.